Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Unexpected Wonder, and I'm here, y'all, to give my response to CodeProvider, one of his suggestions on his 2012 most favorite mangas. It's Holyland, and just to get this out of the way, clear the air. Those who would think that it has anything to do with some kind of religious, spiritual base, no. Nothing of that matter. It revolves pretty much solely around street fighting. Now, for those who think street fighting and instantly see a correlation between gang fights, it's not that type of street fighting, as you will see in this video response. Now, to CodeProvider, Code, I give you mad props, yo. I give you mad respect for getting me on this manga. This manga is on point on so many levels. It is a seinen. For those who don't know, that's a seinen's more focused towards 18 and older males. Okay, it's just as enjoyable, entertaining, whatever, and as thrilling as any shonen you could possibly read, if not more so. It's a different type of thriller. If you read it, just read it, man. Just read the manga. Yo, I couldn't even do reviews of this manga. That's just how, like, the manga speaks for itself. Like, I do Magi reviews, and there's a lot of content. It's such, every panel, it's just so, it's self-explanatory. You can't review it. It's just that it's unreviewable because it's so good. Anyways, now I will give you 5 reasons, my 5 points as to why this manga, Holyland, is so impressive, so fabulous. And mind you, this is my reaction to volume 1. It's the first 10 chapters. Point 1, the artwork. From the beginning, the artwork is gritty. It gets you prepped. It's like this back alley vibe. Like, yo, this is some dirty stuff may go down in this world. This ain't no friendly time. This ain't about, no, not for the pretty boys, not for the faint of heart. This world is real. But it's not too dark. It's not like sinister kind of stuff. It's just harsh reality. That's the way I like it. Harsh reality. So that's a plus, off rip. Point 2, the realism of it. Alright, when you look at this, these are teenagers. They're all teenagers. And it deals with gangs, okay? It hasn't too much spotlighted them, but, gangs. It deals with sort of kind of dropouts from school. They go to school, but they're on the brink. It deals with I mentioned dude on probation. It deals with tough guys, the tough ones. But it also deals with isolation, bullying, isolation, being a social reject. And it also deals with trying to gain friendships and how hard that is for those who are often lonely. It talks about gaining respect. This whole thing, gains in respect, and why he has to fight. It explains why he has to fight. The thoughts that go into this, okay? I'm not the most experienced manga reader, but I guarantee you, there is not as many, the thoughts of each character. Now, mainly the two main protagonists, they go into deep, But each character, it shows their thoughts from time to time, not just thought bubbles, but outright. Like, yo, it's phenomenal. It is reality. It puts us back into what is real. And for it to be so grounded in reality and be so good, that's truly a work of art. If not almost masterpiece level. Maybe masterpiece level. Yo, Kouji Mori, the author, phenomenal job, dude. Phenomenal job. You are the man for this Holyland manga. I see why it has so many manga chapters. And yes, I will continue to read. Now, point 3, the 2 main protagonists. Now, obviously, you got the main protagonist. He is, I keep forgetting, it's like Kashimoto Yu. I'm just gonna say Yu. He's Yu. And it is, I forget how his name goes. I was Izuma Masaki. So it's Yu and Masaki. Yu and Masaki. Now Yu, I love how he's the main protagonist. Yu, it's his name, Y-U-U, but you could pretty much think of it as you. If you've ever been bullied, if you've ever been a weakling, if you've ever been, not, kind of a social reject, you can put yourself in that situation. If you've ever been threatened where others are coming at you, because he fights. He's the main street fighter. He fights, but he doesn't want to fight. He fights out of self-protection. He fights, it's self-defense. And he proves himself time and time again. And I'll get more into that later. But, yo, he thinks. The thing he's got to work on is confidence. He's got to build himself up because his confidence is like, yo. But you can't blame him because he's been traumatized. He's been bullied. It even states that by one of the, by Mai, female and sister, Masaki. When she says, and she explains to her 2 friends how he was bullied all in middle school and he really didn't even go to school because of that. And which is just wow. And it shows the tolls that human cruelty can take on things. Then we also have Masaki. Now Masaki's an experienced fighter. He's a boxer. We haven't seen him fight in the opening volume. We haven't seen him fight, which I think is beautiful. But I think he's probably going to teach you how to fight better, or at least the basics. I really think so. And Masaki, he reminds me of myself. I'm a combination between these two, because about what myself, I'm highly adaptable, like you, but I'm also with Masaki very much with the analytical tactician thing. Like, he's telling his friends how to fight. He explains boxing, he explains judo, he explains fighting, and his friends, they don't take fighting as seriously. Like, he's not a devout dude. He just studies. He studies fighting. That's his thing. And he is the polar opposite. Like, him and you are on the same vibe, but they're the polar opposite characters. Like, you is all scared of stuff. Masaki is confident. He fights for survival. Masaki fights. He demands respect. You doesn't demand respect, and you can go back and forth. You get my vibe. Now, to point, was that point 4? Yo, the whole thing about the streets. Now, I mentioned how it talked about back out the streets, the laws of the streets, yo. Oh my goodness, man! This whole thing about street fighting, like, I love it. Yo, first of all, let me put it this way. In this world, Holyland, and it says it from the beginning, which I love, it's on the same general principle as One Piece New World. One Piece, we're in the New World. One Piece New World. It's survival of the fittest. And now, what have I said in multiple videos about One Piece New World? The New World of One Piece? It is the strong survive, the weak die, to get the hell out. If you ain't tough, you don't belong on the streets of Holyland. You don't belong on them streets. Okay? It ain't nothing to play with. You got to fight. You got to be able to fight. You got to be, you got to be tough. And you're going to lose your street cred. You're going to lose your street cred. Yo, on the streets ain't for pussies. It ain't. And so, with all that being said, there are also laws in the streets, which I love how it explained. One-on-ones. I love it. No. And if you're gonna have a gang fight, it's still one-on-one. You don't gang up on one dude. Now, mind you this. People say don't ever fight. I don't believe in that. I don't believe you go out and provoking it, but I do believe in self-protection. I do believe in self-defense. Okay, I believe you should be able to protect yourself. You should sometimes. That's all. Especially as a man, as a dude, as a man, a male. You got to be ready to protect yourself. You got to be able to square up. You got to be able to throw something. Okay. You got to be able to grab whatever it is you do. You got to be able to. You got to have that warrior in you, that warrior instinct. You feel me? You got to be combative because, look, sometimes fighting, that's how you gain respect. Let me tell you straight up, not backing down. Sometimes it ain't even about victory. It's about how you fought. You stood up as a man. And you was getting that credit. We even see that early on. Some dudes are admiring him. He's a hero because he's like, yo, this dude stood up. He's beating up these gangsters. Yeah, we can apply that because it's manly stuff, man. This is manly stuff. This is going to be a man. That's what this series is. It's going to be a man. Okay, it's definitely a buildings roman in a different way than usual. And for that, like I said, the laws of the streets, and I'm getting pretty sure we're gonna get more and more into that. In the streets, it's just it's a place to chill and everything, but as far as in dudes, it's a place you don't mess around. Okay, and I'm loving the rivalry, schools and different clubs and different introductions. I think it's beautiful. Now to the last point, and arguably the most important point. The martial arts, the art of street fighting 101. That is this whole, Mori, dude. This dude, he explains fighting. He explains different movements. Like, every movement matters. And that's what you miss in a lot of manga. A lot of action manga, a lot of fighting manga. They do the action, blah, blah, blah. But he breaks it down. Like, he tells you people's different actions that you don't even think about, which is just boss, dude. Like, a lot of times if you ever been in a fight, a lot of times you may notice something, you may have time to think a lot of times, but you react, you know things to pay attention to. He talks what you pay attention to. He talks about adaptability, and I'm just gonna love you as he progresses, because this dude, he's going on natural talent. He doesn't even know how to fight technically, and that very much relates to me. I haven't been trained, but watching others, reacting, thinking while you fight, and I love this. Thought. Now it's said, with boxers and any other martial arts, thinking is 90 to 95% of the fight. Training and everything else is important. But thought, because if you don't think, you leave yourself open, and just like the basics of fighting, and how now I love it when it talked about boxing and the 1-2, how most fighters, street brawlers, how boxing, if you know the basics, basic martial art, that'll pin them. We saw that, but then we see what'll happen when you go up against another style. Styles are king. That's what a lot of people don't think about. Even in, say, a sport like boxing, there's different types of boxers. And so different boxers can be different boxers. Now there's ways to to compensate and win against a style that is superior, that, you can't say superior, but that can easily defeat you normally. But, and I don't want to bore y'all, but this is just, again, Code, goodness, I thank you so much for introducing me to Holyland. This is a manga I've been waiting for. I am the Unexpected Wonder. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me y'all thoughts. Please read this. If you're looking for something that has action but not over the top, is realistic, especially if you're a dude, read this. This is manly stuff. Alright, y'all. I'm signing out. Peace.